Hello friends, I Pankaj Dunka welcomes you all to this discussion on fluid mechanics. Today I will be telling you that how to derive continuity equation in polar coordinates from first principle. But at the outset, I would like to tell you that if you let us recall the last lecture. In that lecture, we have derived this equation which is basically the relation between density and velocity field, and that is what we call as continuity equation. Now, if you can write this equation in vector form, then how that can be done? That is I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z, and then dotted with I rho u j rho v plus k rho w, and that will going to be 0. Okay, now this del rho by del t, now this is what nebula, and then dotted with this is rho can be taken outside, and this is iu plus jv plus kw, which is nothing but the velocity vector in rectangular Cartesian coordinate. So that is rho v vector. So this is what the continuity equation in general vector form. Okay, now if you want to move from any coordinate system to any coordinate system, then the best way is to write that particular vector notation in that coordinate system in which you want it. So one way of converting any equation from one coordinate system to say another coordinate system is to first write it in vector form and then expand that vector form in that particular different coordinate system in which you require that the equation to be written. So what I'll be doing is I will not be using that. Instead, I will be deriving it from the first principle. So the first principle says what? It says the net mass efflux from the control volume plus the rate of accumulation of mass within the control volume, that should be 0, which we have seen in the last lecture. So let us start this discussion with the same note that let us try to find out the mass fluxes from different radial faces, that means in radial direction, in tangential theta direction, and in azimuth z direction. So let us say in the radial direction, the mass which is entering is m dot r, and the mass which is leaving in the radial direction is m dot r plus dr. So the question is, what is m dot r? M dot r is nothing but the mass flux which is entering the control volume because of fluxes which crosses the r plane, that is the plane which is perpendicular to r direction. So that will be rho density times area times velocity. So what is area? It is r d theta times dz. R d theta times dz will be the area of this plane, r d theta dz, and then the velocity in the radial direction. Now what you can do is you can write the velocity vector in radial coordinates or in polar coordinates, sorry, as er, that is radial vector, radial unit vector, vr, e theta, tangential unit vector, v theta plus ez vz. Now in radial direction the velocity vector will be vr, so this is the one. So what is going to be the mass flux out of this control volume in the radial direction? That is m dot r plus dr. So that will be m dot r plus del m dot r by del r dr. Okay, after a distance dr. So this is the nothing but the Taylor series expansion, but truncating the higher order terms. So what is the net mass efflux from the control volume in the radial direction? So net mass efflux from the control volume in the radial direction. So this will be m dot r plus dr minus m dot r. So this will be nothing but del m dot r by del r dr. Now what is m dot r? M dot r is rho r d theta dz dr. So this will be del by del r rho r d theta dz VR dr. Okay, now you look, this is the partial with respect to what? This is the partial with respect to r. So d theta and dz will be acting as a constant here. So what you can do is, you can take them outside. So this becomes del by del r rho r vr dr d theta dz. Now if you look this infinitesimal fluid element, then this will be having volume dr d theta, r d theta dr dz. So the volume of this element will be r d theta dr dz. Okay, now what you can do is, you can multiply this equation by r and divide this by r. So this term r d theta dr dz becomes the volume. Therefore, the net mass efflux from the control volume in the radial direction is 1 by r del by del r rho r vr dv. Okay, so this is the net mass efflux from the control volume in the radial direction. Now, the similar approach will be followed for the tangential direction. So let us say in the tangential direction, the mass which is entering is m dot theta and leaving is m dot theta plus d theta. So this is the tangential direction mass entry and mass exit. So what is this m dot theta? This will be density times the area, that is the theta plane, that is the plane which is perpendicular to that tangential axis, that is this dr dz, dr dz, times the velocity in the theta direction, that is v theta. Okay, so directly I will be writing that net mass efflux from the control volume in the theta direction. So what will be this? This will be m dot theta plus d theta minus m dot theta. Now if you expand this, and then you will be getting m dot theta plus del m dot theta del theta d theta minus m dot theta. So this will be getting cancelled out and you are left with del m dot theta by del theta d theta. Now what is m dot theta? M dot theta, as you have seen right now, it is rho dr dz v theta. So it is rho dr dz v theta d theta. So as you can see that this is the partial derivative with respect to theta. So dr dz will be considered as a constant and can be taken outside. So this becomes del by del theta rho v theta dr dz v theta. Now you do the same thing, you multiply and divide by r. So this becomes 1 by r del by del theta rho v theta r dr d theta dz. What is this? This is nothing but the volume. So directly I will be writing here. So this is the net mass efflux in the tangential direction. Okay, so this is 1 by r del by del theta rho v theta dv. Now similarly you can also go for mass efflux in the z direction. So net mass efflux across the plane perpendicular to the z direction. So that will be what? Now come again to this figure. So in the z direction, let us say it is entering with m dot z, and after a distance dz, it is leaving with m dot z plus dz. Now what is this m dot z? This m dot z will be density there times area. Area will be r d theta dr. So this is the area across which it is entering. So this is r d theta and then velocity, this dr, and then velocity in the z direction, it is vz. Okay, so rho r dr d theta vz is the mass flux which is entering the control volume in the z direction. So what I can do is, I can write this thing as m dot z plus dz minus m dot z. This is the net outflow of the mass in the z direction. So you can write again this with the help of Taylor series expansion. This is m dot z plus del m dot z by del z dz minus m dot z. So this will be cancelling out and you are left with del m dot z by del z dz. Okay, now you can replace the value of m dot z. It is del by del z rho and then area, that is r d theta dr. Okay, and then vz dz. Now this is with respect to partial derivative with respect to z, so this can be taken outside and you are left with del by del z rho vz r d theta dr dz. This is what? This is the volume. Therefore, the net mass efflux from the control volume in the z direction will be del by del z rho vz dv. Therefore, the total or net जो भी whatever you say, net mass efflux from the control volume in all direction will be what? It will be del 1 by r del by del r rho r vr dv plus in theta direction it is 1 by r del by del theta rho then v theta plus, okay, dv is missing here, so it is dv plus in the z direction, that is del by del z rho vz dv. So this is the net mass efflux from the control volume. So you can take this dv common. So this is 1 by r del by del r rho r vr plus 1 by r del by del theta rho v theta plus del by del z rho vz. Okay, so this is the net mass efflux from the control volume in all direction. So now continuity equation for the control volume says that the net mass efflux from the control volume plus rate of accumulation of mass within the control volume. So rate of accumulation of mass within the control volume will be what? This will be del by del t of mass of fluid within the control volume. So what is the mass of fluid within the control volume? If we say that the density there at that instant is rho, okay, and the volume is dv, then this will be the mass accumulation. Okay, now we assume that this control volume is fixed, it is not moving. So the moment you say that, then this volume becomes a constant. So this is del rho by del t dv. So if you now club everything, that is the net mass efflux from control volume plus rate of accumulation of mass within the control volume, so that should come out to be 0. Therefore, this plus this should be 0. And when we take this dv common, so this becomes del rho by del t plus 1 by r del by del r rho r vr plus 1 by r del by del theta rho v theta plus del by del z rho vz dv, and that is equal to 0. But remember that this particular equation is written for that infinitesimal volume, which if 10 to 0 never becomes 0. That means this dv is arbitrary, it can be any. So if this is valid for any arbitrary value, then what is making this term 0? This is the term which is making this whole equation 0. Therefore, in continuity equation in cylindrical coordinates will be del by del theta rho v theta plus del by del z rho vz, and that is 0. So friends, this is how we can derive the continuity equation or the mass conservation equation for in cylindrical polar coordinates, okay, from first principle. So in this video, till this point only, if you liked it, then please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care.